Hi, Anna here. In this video, I'm going to show you the easiest and the fastest way to make a beautiful table base.
Here's a list of all the tools and the materials that I used to build this table base. The first tool that I use is a compound miter saw. It's very important when building a table, as I'm doing in this video, to have a good saw that makes nice square joints, because we'll just be using simple butt joints to create this table base. So I took those aprons that I just cut and I'm drilling 3/4 inch pocket holes on each end. And I'm using an automatic pocket hole machine. There are manual pocket hole machines that work just as good. I'm using store-bought table legs, and I'm just going to clamp those nice and square to my tabletop surface. Put a piece of 1/4 inch plywood down to inset my apron 1/4 inch on the leg. The reason that I inset the aprons is it's very difficult to get two boards to line up perfect. It'll always be a little off, so it's better to be off on purpose in an exact amount that's consistent than to be off by accident. I also think it looks a little bit better. Those are 1 1/4 inch pocket hole screws that I placed inside the pocket holes that I just drilled, and then I just drill right into the leg. I'm going to just go to the other side and apply glue to the end of that long apron and set my table leg in place, and then clamp that to the table. My 1/4 inch plywood is underneath that apron, so you can see it's elevated a little bit, and I just attach it with 1 1/4 inch pocket hole screws. Okay, so normally for my end aprons I would just use 1x6 as I did for the side aprons, but I want to add a drawer. So I took the width of the side apron and I measured that width down the leg, and then I placed just a furring strip there. That'll be the bottom of the drawer opening. And later on I'll also add in a top one as well. Okay, so now I'm going to start making the table make shape just by attaching those furring strips, which make up the bottom of the drawer opening, attaching those to the legs. It's really nice using pocket holes because, as you can see, all of the pocket holes are hidden under the table. On the outside you can't see anything, and it really makes a nice square table. I decided with the drawers that I needed something to add some stability to the center of the table, and also something to end my drawer slides on. So I cut a couple more 1x6 boards. I'm also drilling pocket holes facing upwards on these boards. Forgot to do this on my aprons. The reason for those pocket holes is you can attach them later on you can use them later on to attach the tabletop. Where these support boards are placed is dependent on the length of my drawer slide. So I've got all that measured out, and I'm placing those where the drawer slides will end with them. And then I'm just using, that's called a right angle clamp. It's really handy when you're working alone because it'll hold through the pocket hole into the other board. And then just again 1 1/4 inch pocket hole screws. So remember, I forgot in the aprons to drill those pocket holes facing upwards for attaching the tabletop. I have this little handy Kreg jig tool that you can just clamp it anywhere and then just drill a pocket hole in case you get yourself in a bind like I just did. Really handy to have little things like this around the shop. Alright, there it is, all done, ready for a tabletop and a drawer.
Thanks so much for watching. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to add a drawer to this table. And then I'll follow that up with the easiest way to make a beautiful tabletop with simple tools. So stay tuned.